The Mexican drug cartels are a powerful force in the Americas. They are infamous for their brutality, vast wealth, and corrosive impact on society. From their strongholds in Mexico, these criminal organizations have extended their reach across borders. Understanding these cartels is crucial for comprehending the complex challenges facing Mexico and the broader region. They are sophisticated organizations with vast resources and military-grade weaponry. They have infiltrated governments, corrupted law enforcement, and terrorized entire communities. The cartel's influence extends far beyond drug trafficking. They are involved in a wide range of criminal activities including human trafficking, extortion, and illegal mining. Their impact is felt most acutely in Mexico, where cartel-related violence has claimed tens of thousands of lives. However, their reach extends far beyond Mexico's borders. The United States, as the largest consumer of illegal drugs, is a primary destination for the cartel's product. This has fueled violence and instability in transit countries in Central America as well. The Mexican government's war on drugs, launched in 2006, has had mixed results. While some major cartel leaders have been captured or killed, this has often led to fragmentation and increased violence as rival factions fight for control. The cartels have proven to be both adaptable and resilient, constantly evolving their tactics and expanding their operations. The Mexican drug trade is dominated by two main cartels, the Sinaloa cartel and the Cartel Jalisco Nueva Generación, or CJN. The Sinaloa cartel, with its roots in the 1980s, is one of the oldest and most established criminal organizations in Mexico. For years it was led by the infamous Joaquin El Chapo Guzman until his arrest and extradition to the United States in 2017. Despite El Chapo's imprisonment, the Sinaloa cartel remains a powerful force. It maintains a vast network of operatives, corrupt officials, and sophisticated smuggling routes. The CJN, on the other hand, is a relatively new player, having emerged in the early 2010s. Led by Nemesio Oseguera Cervantes, alias El Mencho, the CJNG is known for its extreme violence and rapid expansion. The CJNG has gained a reputation for directly challenging Mexican security forces, and has been linked to numerous attacks on law enforcement and government officials. Its rapid growth and ruthless tactics have made it one of the most feared and powerful criminal organizations in Mexico. The cartel's impact is most visible in the violence that has ravaged many parts of Mexico. Homicides, kidnappings, and extortion are rampant in areas where the cartels operate. The cartel's influence has also seeped into Mexican society, corrupting officials and undermining the rule of law. One of the most alarming trends is the increasing brutality of the cartels. Beheadings, torture, and mass killings have become commonplace, intended to instill fear and intimidate rivals and authorities. The cartels have also increasingly targeted journalists and human rights defenders who dare to expose their activities. The cartel's influence extends beyond Mexico's borders, particularly into Central America, which serves as a transit route for drugs heading to the United States. The Northern Triangle countries of Guatemala, Honduras, and El Salvador have witnessed soaring levels of violence fueled by the drug trade and the presence of transnational criminal organizations. The cartel's presence has had a devastating impact on governance and the rule of law in the region. They have infiltrated governments, corrupted officials, and undermined democratic institutions. This has created a climate of impunity where criminals operate with little fear of consequences. Addressing the challenge posed by Mexican drug cartels requires a multifaceted approach that goes beyond traditional law enforcement measures. It demands a commitment to strengthening institutions, tackling corruption, and addressing the root causes of violence and criminality. One crucial step is to strengthen the capacity and accountability of law enforcement and judicial institutions in Mexico and the region. This includes providing adequate resources, training, and equipment, as well as addressing corruption within these institutions. Efforts to combat the cartels must also address the social and economic factors that contribute to their power. This includes creating economic opportunities, improving access to education and healthcare, and strengthening the rule of law in marginalized communities. The United States, as the primary market for illegal drugs, has a responsibility to address its own role in fueling the drug trade. This includes reducing demand for illegal drugs through prevention, treatment, and harm reduction programs. It also requires addressing the flow of weapons from the United States to Mexico, which arm the cartels. The fight against Mexican drug cartels is a complex and long-term challenge that requires a sustained and coordinated effort. It is a shared responsibility that demands the commitment and cooperation of governments, civil society, and the international community.